Hey everybody, welcome to the Cartographer's Guide to Adventuring, and what you see on the screen before you is a promotional image in one of my packs way back in, I don't know, 2022, 20 so years ago. Specifically, we're going to check out the waves here because I've been getting a lot of questions on those and how I get them to look so realistic when I don't even have a wave pack anywhere. There's no assets for doing it. Today I'm going to tell you exactly how. There's also another image, same concept that I used here in the Tall Cliffs pack, which was more recently repackaged and released. Uh, but these waves are done exactly the same way. So let's get right to it. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to be a pretty high level overview. I'm not going to go into great amounts of detail as far as how to use Photoshop and all that sort of stuff, but we'll cover enough to get you started. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is drag over some textures so we could stay with the CG2A theme, keep with the sat map realism. I'll do some sand right here. Let's do some, I don't know. Let's see, what other shoreline kind of stuff could we use? What's this? Yeah, that looks good. We'll check that out. No, we won't. I changed my mind. I think I want to go with arid. Yeah, that looks like something you'd see on the coast. Let's hide those real quick. And we're going to create a couple layers. Drag a bottom layer down here. Let's get a nice ocean kind of color. Nice and dark, but a little desaturated. That is good enough. We could always add a color overlay later if we want to change that. But for now, this works right here. And now to answer the burning question, Majlo, where is your wave pack and your wave brushes? And the answer is I don't have any because I don't need any. They are cleverly disguised amongst the cliff packs. Specifically, I think the tall cliff pack is a really good one. So let's just play around with this. I'll tell you exactly what I mean. So let's go to the brush, select a tall cliff, make sure it's on black. Yes, and click. All right, so you see there, that's a cliff brush. Looks like a big tall cliff. This is more regional than world map, so there you have it. But how does that relate to waves? Simple, I'll tell you. Let's hide this here. Let's select the water layer. Now let's switch the color to white and see what happens when we paint the cliff. We have waves. I know, this was an accidental discovery. I wasn't meaning to do it. I had no idea that it would do anything like this. I just had the wrong color selected one time when I was messing around with the cliff pack and realized that it makes some pretty awesome waves. That's it. We could stop there and you pretty much get it. You could use these and just adjust the size, create your waves, and be off and running. Okay, so let's put this into action and we'll do a quick little scene here. I won't keep you too long. It's just going to be very high level. I'm not going to go into really great detail on exactly how to use Photoshop. We could do that in other videos, and there's other tutorials out there about the layer masking and how I'm doing this. So try to keep up, try to follow along, but just keep in mind this is more about concept than mimicking exactly what I'm doing. First thing we're going to do on a separate clean layer, I like to do my waves first. So we're going to cycle through some of these here. Let's see what we want to do. Let's try a big one here. Just go smaller a little bit. There. Next one. Next one. Ooh, I like this. Okay, I like this one. Now I'm going to do each of my waves on a separate layer. That's layer one for this one. Another layer for this one here. I'm going to do another layer for another wave here. There. And the reason why I do them on separate layers is because I like to get some overlap, but we need to delete some of that overlap. So the center layer here, you can see some overlap right in this area. Let's clean that up a little bit. Let's see this one here. And this, so not all the overlap is bad. You can keep some of it if you really want to, but Let's clean that up just a little bit. We'll also clean this back here. There, that looks better. We kind of cleaned it up perfectly fine. So after we get that done, we can either leave these unseparated in case you want to make edits as you go, or you can merge them together. It's up to you. For right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and merge them and name it waves. Now we need to create a backline wave layer. These are for the waves that break a little bit farther off the coast. We will name it wave 2. Let's grab our brushes. Let's cycle through some of these here, see which ones I want. This one, we'll go with that one. We're gonna put it right here. That's the same one. I don't want to use the same one. Let's try this here. Make it a little bit smaller than the other ones. There we go. Go here. Another layer, just in case I want to erase some overlap. There we go. Another layer. Are any really long ones? Ah, this will work. And voila, some backline waves. Looks good to me. Go ahead and merge those. I don't think I need to do any overlap happening. Rename it back to waves 2. And we're all set with the backline waves. And now for the fun part of separating these layers. I'm going to start isolating the water from the waves from the land. So let's go here. I'm going to create a new layer down closer to the bottom. We are going to go with the brush tool. We're just going to go soft around. Okay, that's good. Hold down Alt and click to select this color. And then we're going to darken it a little bit. That's good enough for now. And we're going to start painting the deep water. Obviously, this is the water that's deeper because it's farther off the coast. Simple, easy to do, doesn't take too much talent or skill. You can do it with the mouse, you don't need the pen. And we're just darkening the water that is the deep water. Like so. And it looks good. We want to go up over here. Nah, no, we don't. We're gonna stay behind the main break here. And there's some parts on this wave I think I want to soften a little bit. So we're gonna erase just a little. All right, that looks good enough for me. Perfect. And we will name it Deep Water. Water. There we go. Spell it right. We're going to make a layer underneath it. This is going to be the shallow water. And we're going to do the same thing with the brush tool. We're going to select which color? We'll start with the darker. We're going to go lighter here. How's this? Okay, that's good. That's plenty good. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to go with this for now. We might change it later, but we're going to take the brush tool and we're going to paint the lighter part here where the water gets more shallow. don't have to worry about the color so much because with the color layer or color overlay for the layer effect, you could easily just modify this and test things out and see how they work. I don't know, it looks a little bit funny right now. We got the this layer here that's still popping up, but let's just hide it and fix all of this here. There we go. Just make sure it's all colored in. I know I'm a little bit sloppy right now, but we're just winging it as we go, which is more natural to how things work. Not everything goes perfectly scripted, so this is better to see my slow, weird process than to just make cuts. Right, let's finish coloring all of this in. All right, that looks good for now. Let's see what happens when we turn on this. All right, so let's move these water layers right below the waves. There we go. Looks good. Looks good. All right, perfect. And now we can start messing around with some of the transparency for the shallow water. Let's see. Want to see some of the texture underneath it? You could just make the opacity, I don't know, 90% for now. I do want to play around with some of the color overlay. All right, that's good there. Let's do color overlay. The deeper water here. And we can check out the before and afters. It's basically just made it less saturated. Oh, I think it looks good like that. And that is basically how I did the waves. But let's go ahead and do a third water layer. This is like shore water. Let's see what we can do with this here. Let's get it here a little bit lighter. Okay. Uh, all right, that looks pretty good. Eraser, that's too much. I'm just switching back and forth between the eraser and the brush tool. Oh, let's go here. Yeah, there's some wave texture here. That's nice. Capture some of that. Here. Erase. Okay, I think that looks good, but now we need to play around with some of the... There we go. Just lower that opacity to 65-ish or whatever looks good. Go back to the eraser, see if there's anything I want to erase. All right, there you go. Yep. Oh, brush. I want to brush some more dark water spots, or shallow water, I should say. All right, that looks good to me. Perfect. Oh, some spell check, waiver 2. Wave 2. Not like it matters. As long as you know what your layers are, you can name it Bob. Who cares? Alright, and just to make it look a little bit better, let's add some more rendering detail. Get off we'll take the tall cliffs maybe. Say there's make a new layer at the very top. Which one I want to use? This one. There we go. That's kind of cool. We'll use that. Now, to take this arid texture here, we're going to apply a layer mask to it. Well, let's do a reverse layer mask, which is done by holding Alt and clicking. And then we're going to go back to a soft brush. And we're going to start painting this in up here. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is more about how you get the waves, not how to texture here. Voila. Let's do actually another layer. Let's see if we could make this edge over here look a little bit better. What if we want that? Oh yeah, that's what we want. Let's get this cliff going into the water a little bit. Oh, that's lovely. That's so lovely. Let's see. I don't know. I liked it tiered a little bit. That was kind of nice. So you have a lower cliff on this side. Let's go back to a soft brush. Add some of this texture in here. Look at that. That's looking pretty cool. But now, of course, we have the waves up on this cliff. We don't want that, so we're just going to switch to an eraser. And we're going to start erasing there up on the cliffs. That looks perfect. I like it. And then, of course, you can see a little bit of the cliff texture under the water, which is exactly what we want. That's good. But what else can we do here? Let's try do a new layer for land formations. I actually like if we do some sort of sea stack thing. Sea stack, if you don't know, is almost like a rock pillar that kind of broke off from a cliff and sticks out in the ocean. I think my snow mounds might work really good for this. Let's check it out. What if we put it right here? That's kind of cool. Let's rotate it a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's flip to the eraser and go to our, all right, we gotta go to our waves layer. We need to get rid of these waves off of this little sea stack here. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm also doing kind of a longer process. It's more a little manual. There are ways to do this without spending so much time painting. I enjoy the actual painting process, so it doesn't really matter maybe to me, but let's say that we wanted to, let's undo and get all the way back to here. Let's say that we have all these waves that we want to get off of this thing here. You can go to the selection brush tool and let's select this entire formation here like so. And what we want to make sure that we do is connect the end to where we started, and it will kind of fill in there. And then you can select the wave layer and just hit delete. So that's one way to do it. So all right, that looks good, but we're gonna keep that selected because we need to get rid of the water from here too. See, there you go. But let's actually leave that selected for now because we're gonna do something kind of cool. Let's get some sort of different sort of ooh, I like. Okay, let's try. Yeah, maybe we'll try this. Drag this in here. I'm gonna put it on the top color layer. I'm gonna look for some texture that we want. I kind of like this here. That looks good. I've lost my selection. So instead, we're going to make a new layer real quickly, temporarily. We're going to fill in this selection. And then we're going to drag that same texture tile over that. Right there. We are going to make a selection of that temporary layer that we created and filled with white, this one. And now that with the temporary selected, we can click on the mask and it will just mask that area. We can get rid of that temporary selection. So now it was basically this mask. Let's do a color adjustment. Hue and saturation. I'm gonna assign it specifically to this layer here. And let's see what we could do. Let's saturate it more. Yeah. Brighten it up. Color it in any different? No, just want. That's good enough for now. Although I don't know. I think I would like it to look more like rock than sand. But do I? Do I really? Okay, that's more. Yeah, we're definitely doing this one. So there we go. All right, now we could delete those that we did. Yeah, that is for sure the way to go. Do I want to adjust any of the colors? Let's find out. Doing saturation, specify it to that layer underneath it only. Yeah, maybe. All right, well, yeah, we'll do that just to make it pop out a little bit. Oh, that's good. And then we got the waves breaking all around it. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like that. Of course, you could spend a lot more time doing this. Bottom line, use the tall cliff brushes, white color, and you could just make waves. It's as simple as that. I know we went through a lot more as far as adding some detail around it, but that's essentially really it. It's not complicated, it's not hard. It was a great happy accident. I did not intend for my tall cliff brushes to turn into waves, but they did, and I'm happy with it. Looks good. Like that. Voila. All right, so that's all there is to it. So enjoy it. Use those cliff brushes for waves, and have fun making coastline scenes. And we'll catch you later.